Hello there and welcome back to another edition of the Hot Lap Classic Remastered. And this time we're taking a look at the 1998 Vector M12 LM Edition. The quickest car out of Vector's lineup and infamous in a bunch of ways that it shouldn't be amongst the Gran Turismo community. Yeah, the M12's only claim to fame in this game is showing up in the wrong endurance race, which, you know, it's a Vector, that's a crime, so we need to try and rectify that with a good lap time here today. Statistically, it isn't too bad. Mid-engine rear-wheel drive, 689 horsepower, 1,160 kilos of weight. It looks pretty cool, it's got 3 spokes. Let's see how it gets along. It is going to get 6 laps of the Motorsports Land track in order to set the best time it possibly can. Our current leader is the Toyota Celica rally car that set a time of 27.552. The M12, I mean, if this got everything together, possibly, but yeah, I don't think it's going to be going against that. Mid-engined race cars around here have been pretty good in terms of one for this to aim at. I suppose the CRX Del Sol LM Edition, which is mid-engined like this, is naturally aspirated like this. Other than that, the parallels sort of end a little bit, but yeah, that could be an interesting benchmark for this, 28.6. So if it can go somewhere around there, it shouldn't do too bad. In case you are curious, and I would be too looking at this, yes, this isn't a completely polyphony made up thing. 28.111, nice, on its first flyer as well. Yeah, in case you are curious, and you're seeing this sort of mid-engine oddity and going, what on earth is that? Did Polyphony come up with that? No, this car actually takes inspiration from the time Vector went racing, because, yeah, they made enough cars to go racing, apparently. This competed in GT2, I think, as the American Spirit Racing Vector M12, and it was terrible. Yeah, in true American spirit, it just broke down a lot and didn't really go anywhere, and even when it was working, it wasn't very quick. So, yeah, that's the M12 LM Edition. Admittedly, around this course at the moment, it's doing pretty bleeding well. I was comparing it to that Del Sol earlier as like a sort of closest to normal mid-engined LM Edition that I could think, but in all honesty, this is very Honda-like in its power output. It makes all of its power right at the top end. I mean, that shouldn't be surprising, because for those of you who don't know, the M12 is essentially a rebodied Lamborghini Diablo. Because Lamborghini was owned by some sketchy companies in the 90s, like Megatech and Chrysler. So, yeah, at some point, Vector got a tie-up with Lamborghini to produce a rebodied Diablo. I guess if you was in the market for a supercar in the 90s and the Diablo was a little bit too uninspired for you, you could buy a Vector M12. In case you're wondering, not many people did, and they went bankrupt. I would get angry about that drive on the grass, but in all honesty, if that was going to be quicker on that lap, it really wouldn't have been by much. That's still impressive, definitely. Yeah, it's a little bit awkward to drive, if I'm being honest. The bumps, it doesn't like them. I mean, it's a mid-engined race car, so what do you expect? But it's not like the R390 can put up with the abuse of the bumps really, really well. This Vector, not so much. But well, there's a bit of time to come out of that, isn't there? Looking at all those sort of boards. But could this have gone under 27 or under 28 potentially? But I don't think it would have been by much. But anyways, it's got nothing to be ashamed about. 28.111 places this into 6th place. It is the quickest non-Japanese car we've had go around the course. And it's the Vector M12, which is interesting. It is quicker than the Ford RS200, quicker than GT90, quicker than Roof's CTR2, As I mentioned, not quite as nice to drive as the R390 GT1 LM edition. This does have the edge in terms of statistics, but like I said, that R390 over the bumps is just a better car to deal with. Yeah, that's impressive from the LM edition. Vector, definitely. And Vector's 2 for 2 for being quite surprising, because the Vector WH Twin Turbo was a very quick car as well, so good on you, Vector. Interesting to see how the standard M12 gets along. Anyways, that is it for this episode. Thank you all very much for watching. Join me next time when I'll be driving something completely different. Until then, farewell.